want to make a video on Chinese Amazon seller copycats. So I think everybody is aware that it exists, but I want to show you from our side, from a product development side, exactly what it looks like, and as a consumer, how to spot it. So I'm sharing my screen here, and you can see on Amazon, I just typed in Spin Tray, which is our flagship product. So we launched that product, we developed it. It didn't exist at all prior to our development of the product. And now you can see that there are, so if it says Spin Tray, it's clearly us, but so there's Life Smells, this guy, this one's ours. This one's our main primary product. This is the one that got it started. This one over here is another replica, another replica, another replica, another replica, another one, and on down the list. So when you look at a listing, in order for you to identify who's selling it or who's making it, when you click on the listing and you go down here on the right, so it says ships from Amazon, sold by Life Smells Direct. Let's see who Life Smells Direct is. And you click on it, and would you look at that? So they're in Minhao County, wherever that's at. And then there's the country, China. So what they did is that there's software out there that will tell you sales statistics of a particular item. So as our original Spin Tray started to get some traction and garner some sales, China can farm that data. Anybody can farm it, really. You can do that here in the US as well. And they could see how many are selling and how many sellers there are. So what they did is they saw that there was a little bit of selling here, action happening. Somebody here in the US bought it and then shipped it to China, and then they reverse engineered it and then they launched it. So we saw this early on. We knew that the Spin Tray, it's a pretty easy product to replicate. So we knew that that was going to happen eventually. And so the only way to combat that is through customer service, pricing, reviews, advertising, to try to stay ahead of the Chinese competitors. They can't really build a following here as well as we can. But they can still beat us up on price. So I want to show you what else we've run into. So let's do this real quick. Just for Peloton. Oops, misspelled that. So here's our product, and here is the Chinese knockoff. So this product, these are our images. So what they did is they downloaded top form design images and then doctored them. So you can see in this product photo, this is our bike. That's our adjuster, our handlebars, our pivot, all mounted to the bike. And then they just superimposed the human images on top of the bike. So these are not our models. They rendered their own digital images. They copied all of our product copy, which you can see here, say goodbye to sore neck, sore shoulder pain. Those are all terms that we had developed after speaking to customers and recognizing the problem, and then developed the product. Funny thing is that this adjuster this took hundreds and hundreds of design and engineering hours to get to a product that was functional and working. And once we got to a finished good, again, they bought it here in the US, shipped it to China, reverse engineered it, and then took it to market. So we might have had some protection had we gone through utility patent on it, but the United States patent system is so slow. It wasn't worth it. We would have missed the window. Fitness is a fickle industry, and if we'd have waited 2 years for a patent to go through, we may have lost the ability to sell it. So we had to go to market and just be fast. We really didn't think anybody would replicate a product as complicated as that, but they did it, and they did a fairly good job. They missed some advancements in design that we had done on a later version. But other than that, it's hard to identify the difference between the US made and the Chinese made product. So they also did the same thing for our pivot, which is right here. Again, this particular Chinese seller used our imagery. That's our bike. They took a pivot image of their own and made a digital rendering of it. Our image, their image. Again, they took a previous version of our pivot product and replicated it, so they're not up to date on the advancements that we've made. Although they could obviously follow on and continue to copy as we evolve. They used a lot of our same verbiage and copyright again, and then let's just click on them and see where this guy's from. So there you go, China. So I don't know that that's a war that we could ever fight other than through branding. You know, Amazon will help and support patent or design infringement if you have completed the process. If you're patent pending, it affords you no protection as far as Amazon is concerned. So that's not really a benefit to us at all. I know that a lot of inventors are hesitant to launch anything until they get a patent, but a lot of those inventions never make it to market because you don't have the patience or the wherewithal to see it all the way through and wait that amount of time. Plus, a design, a patent is expensive. If you don't know that it's not market viable product, it's hard to take that product and go through the process of design, patent, application, wait all that time, and then test the market. It just doesn't make any sense to do it that way. So, and you can't ignore Amazon's selling ability. Amazon does a really good job of SEO and putting your product in front of customers, and you can't ignore that. You need to have that. I know a couple of brands that have built outside of Amazon, and they are considerably smaller than they could have been had they launched on Amazon. So I don't know if it's worth it if you sell $100,000 worth of product in a year and you're building the brand on your own, or you could have sold 500,000 using Amazon and risking a replica. You'd still be money ahead, even with competition. And sometimes competition brings validity to the idea. A consumer, I think, is more likely to make a purchase if there are multiple options than just a one-off product. It sort of verifies to the consumer there's multiple choices. This must be a valid product and a valid idea. And in our instance, where they're products that never existed before, it works out in our favor. So if it's a slight upgrade or change or advancement to a product that's already on the market, you don't necessarily have to worry about that. So those are my thoughts on China. And I know that Amazon goes out and actively courts Chinese sellers because Amazon's ultimate quest is to provide the products at the lowest possible price. And the only way to do that is to go direct through Chinese sellers. Plus, I'm not 100% up to date on this, but I believe that the Chinese sellers don't have to register as a US corporation. They just sort of sit on the backside of Amazon. And so they don't have any of the tax disadvantages that we do here in the US. Sales tax isn't a problem because Amazon collects that, but as far as I know, they don't have to pay any federal or corporate tax. They don't pay any of the federal employee tax. They don't make any contributions to our social system at all. And obviously labor is a lot less in China and materials are a lot less because of their system. So we understand all of that. So it's an incredibly difficult hurdle to overcome and to be competitive in. But I don't suggest you shy away from it. I just think that you should educate yourself. And so that way you're aware when you go to market. And that's that. So before you make your next purchase on Amazon, make sure you look at that seller and find out where that company is. Sometimes you can go find the company and buy direct and get a better price. I'll offer discounts to buy direct from me to cut out Amazon, but the consumer's got to come out and find me direct. And that's not always the case. So educate yourself, take a look.